in this lecture we'll be discussing a complete question on transportation problem. So here we need to find an optimal solution to the given transportation problem. So optimal means first we need to find the initial solution by using any of the three methods, and then we have to check the solution for its optimality by using Modi method. Okay, so as I told in the previous lecture, in the introduction part, that we can use any method for finding the initial solution, but it is always advisable to proceed with Vogel's approximation method to find the initial solution, because it gives us the optimal solution in a lesser number of steps. So we'll be solving this question, we'll be first finding the initial solution by Vogel's approximation method here, and then we'll check its optimality by using modified distribution method. So this question is given. First we need to check whether this is a balanced problem or not. So total supply is 42 and total demand is also 42, so it is a balanced problem. Okay, now in order to solve this question by Vogel's method, we need to find out row penalty and corresponding to columns we find out column penalty. Okay, so for first row, what will be the penalty? The way to find out the penalty is we select the minimum element and the next element which is immediately greater than this minimum element. So the difference between 12 and 16 will be the row penalty here. Then for second row, minimum value is 13 and the value immediately greater than 13 is 19. The row penalty is 6. For third row, the row penalty is the difference between 8 and 14, which is again 6. Similarly, we'll find out the column penalties. For first column, the penalty is difference between 14 and 16, that is 2. For second column, the penalty is the difference between 13 and 19, which is 6. And for third column, the penalty is the difference between 8 and 12, which is 4. Now we look for the maximum penalty in row as well as the column penalty. We find out we look for the maximum penalty. So here we see that the maximum penalty is 6, which is corresponding to second row, third row and second column. Now which of these penalties will we select? Whenever there is a tie between the penalty, we select that penalty corresponding to which the cost is minimum. So here, corresponding to this 6, the minimum cost is 13. Corresponding to this 6, the minimum cost is 8. And corresponding to this 6, the minimum cost is 13. So which 6 will select? We'll select this 6 because corresponding to this 6, the minimum cost is 8. Okay, so we'll select the penalty corresponding to third row, and corresponding to this the minimum cost is 8, and we will make allocation here. Now the method of allocation is, for this cell the supply is 12 and the demand is 17. So minimum of 12 and 17 is 12. 12 has been allocated here, and out of 17, 12 units demand has been fulfilled. So we are left with 5 units here. Now at this step, since the supply is exhausted at S3, so we will strike off this particular row. Now in order to find out the next allocation, we again need to find out the penalties. So we'll find out the new penalties now. First row, the penalty is difference between 12 and 16, which is 4. Second row, difference between 13 and 19. For third row, there is no penalty as this row no longer exists. For first column, the penalty is difference between 16 and 22, which is 6. For second column, the penalty is 6, and for third one it is 7. Now out of all these penalties, the maximum penalty is 7. So we'll circle it. Now this penalty is corresponding to this column, and in this column we are just left with 2 values. Out of these 2, the minimum is 12. So we'll make allocation here. Again the process of allocation is same. Minimum of 5 and 14 is 5. So 5 units demand has been fulfilled out of this 14. So here we are left with 9 units. Now at this step, since the demand at D3 is over, so we'll cancel off this column. Now we again find out the penalties. For first row the penalty is 3. For second row it is 9. Third row does not exist. For first column the penalty is 6. For second column the penalty is 6, and last column no more exists. So out of these the maximum penalty is now 9. This is corresponding to second row, and in second row the minimum cost is 13. So we'll make allocation here. Now corresponding to this cell, supply is 16, demand is 15, minimum of 15 and 16 is 15. 15 units we have allocated here. This is over. Out of 16, 15 has been transported. We are left with 1 unit here. At this step, since this demand is over, so we'll cancel off this column. Now again we need to find out the penalties to see the next allocation, but here we see that in first row we are just left with a single value, so we can no more find out the row penalties, although we can find out the column penalty corresponding to first column, but we cannot find out the row penalties. So we'll stop here now. Whatever values are left, you just look for the minimum value or minimum cost among the costs that are left here in the table. So the out of 16 and 22, minimum cost is 16, so allocation will be here first. So corresponding to this cell, supply is 9, demand is 10, so minimum of 9 and 10 is 9. 9 units have been transported here. Here out of 10 units, demand of 9 units has been fulfilled. We are left with 1 here. So at this step, since the supply is over, so we'll cancel off this row. Now we are left with just this cell, so we'll make the last allocation here. Now corresponding to this, supply is 1, demand is 1, so we'll allocate 1 here. 1 is over from here as well as here, so cancel off this row as well as this column. Okay, so now we have obtained the solution by Vogel's method. Now we'll check the solution for its optimality. But as discussed in the previous lecture, that to check optimality we use modified distribution method or MODI method, and for that our solution must be non-degenerate. So here the number of occupied cells are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and what is the value of m plus n minus 1? What is m plus n minus 1 here? M is number of rows, which are 3, n is number of columns, which are 3, minus 1, that is 5. So m plus n minus 1 is equal to 5, and number of occupied cells are also equal to 5. So this implies that our solution is non-degenerate. Now we'll check its optimality by using modified distribution method. So I'll write down this table again, and we will find out u and v values and d values. So cost will write down per unit cost. Now we'll write down the solution. Now we have to check whether this solution, the initial solution that we have obtained, is optimal or not. So we need to find out the u values and v values, that is ui and vj. Okay, so I told you that corresponding to first row, that is u1, we always take as 0, so I'll write 0 here. Now corresponding to this, we have this as well as this as the basic cell or occupied cell. So that means we can find out this value as well as this value using the rule that ui plus vj is equal to cij for occupied or basic cells. Okay, so corresponding to this, since this is occupied, so we can find out this value. 0 plus what is equal to 16? 16. Okay, now corresponding to this, again we have this as occupied, so we can find out this value. 0 plus what is 12? 12. Now we have got this as well as this Vj. That means we have got V1 and V3. Now corresponding to this V value, we have this as occupied cell. So we can find out this value. 16 plus what is 22? 16 plus 6 is 22. And corresponding to this, we have this as occupied. So we can find out this value. 12 plus what is 8? 12 minus 4 is 8. Now we just need to find out this value. Since we have obtained this 6 is corresponding to this is occupied cell, we can easily find out this value. 6 plus what is 13? 6 plus 7 is 13. So we have got all the u and v values. Now we'll find out dij's for unoccupied cells. So these are my unoccupied cells. This cell, I'll find out dij here. Then this cell is unoccupied, this is unoccupied, and this is unoccupied. So we'll find out d values here in these brackets. And the rule to find out dij is cij minus ui minus vj for unoccupied cells. Okay, so for this particular cell, this is C, this is U, and this is V. So 19 minus 0 minus 7 will be 12. Now coming to this particular cell, this is C, this is U, and this is V. So 19 minus 6 minus 12 will be 1. Now coming to this cell, 14 minus of minus 4 minus 16. So 14 minus of minus 4, that means for this cell my dij will be 14 minus minus 4 minus 16, that is 18 minus 16, which is 2. So this d value is 2. Okay, now corresponding to this cell, this is C, this is U, and this is V. So again the rule is C minus U minus V, that is 32 minus 7, which is 25. So we have 25 here. So we have found out all the dij values. So we see that all dij's, this one, this and this, all dij's are positive. So that means our initial solution that we have obtained by using Vogel's is the best solution. As so you'll write down here, since all dij's are greater than or equal to 0, so the solution obtained above is an optimal solution. The solution is written as, so this 9 is the first solution value, so I'll write it as x11. First row, first column, number of units transported are 9, so x11 is 9. Second allocation is 5 in the cell 1, 3. The number of units transported from 1 to 3 are 5. Then this is the next allocation, x21 is 1. Then this is the next allocation, x22 is 15. Then this is the last allocation. This location is x32 is 12. And also we write down the cost corresponding to that. Now we'll not write down the total transportation cost, we'll write down the minimum transportation cost. As we have seen that this solution is the optimal solution, that means this is the best solution. So that means the cost that will be obtained by using this solution is the minimum cost. We cannot reduce this cost further. So we'll write down minimum transportation cost is, the way to find out the cost is same, 9 into 16 plus 5 into 12 plus 1 into 22 plus 15 into 13 plus 12 into 8. So when you will add this, you will get 5, 1, 7. So this is a minimum transportation cost. So whenever the question is that find an optimal solution to the given transportation problem, or if in the question it is written that solve the following transportation problem, so then that means that you need to find the initial solution as well as you have to find the optimal solution. Okay, so initial solution, if the name of the method is not mentioned in the question by which you have to find out the initial solution, so it is always advisable to use Vogel's approximation method to find the initial solution. Then after finding the initial solution, you'll check whether the solution is non-degenerate or not. If the solution is non-degenerate, then use modified distribution method, find u, v and d values. If all dij's are positive, that means the solution is optimal, and then you just have to write down the solution. Solution contains two parts. First is the number of units transported, which are represented by x, and then you have to write down the minimum transportation cost. So this ends this question.